watched A Quiet Place recently. Let's talk about it. Firstly, I start the film and I really wish that I had seen this in a theater, either when it came out, or I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it now, of course, because the sound design, it's really, the film doesn't work without it, and I'm sure it would have been a great experience to listen to it in a theater, and you really can't replicate that with TV speakers, right? It's just not the same. The film sets up a really fascinating both premise, the fact that you have to remain quiet in order to not die, and that this world is sort of abandoned. It's not entirely original, of course. You see stuff like this, apocalyptic scenarios where there's certain things you have to do. But it is a nice premise, and I'll get into a bit about why it works extremely well in a bit. But the nice world building as well, and I hope we get more of that in the upcoming sequel. Folks, the film is phenomenally tense. It is really remarkable, its ability to maintain tension and just keep you on the edge of your seat. And I think that goes back again to the premise, the fact that, in a world where you're not supposed to have any sound, and yet even the slightest bit of sound can just really make you, I can really get your blood pumping, and you're just super worried, nervous, whatever. And then these moments, there are long periods of time where there's just no sound, and it's just ramping up slowly because you're either expecting a sound or you're just praying that one's not going to come. And then no matter what happens, the tension is already there. And that's what horror films should do. They should not rely only on cheap jump scares. They should try and innovate, and this one does. Each character is distinct and interesting. If I had one complaint, I would maybe say that of the characters, the mom maybe doesn't get enough character development, but it does seem like she's the focus of the sequel, so hopefully we build on that then. Folks, the whole film is great. But there's a certain point in the film, and I think if you've seen it, and when it hits, it is just non-stop excellence. Non-stop tension, non-stop excellence. It is truly remarkable just how good the film gets at that point. Everything else before is set up, not bad per se, just not, excellent, and then everything after is great. I kind of knew about a specific spoiler, and you probably know too, regardless of whether you've seen the film, because the trailer and the existence of a sequel the trailer really just sort of gives us, it tells us a spoiler. But it didn't make it any less impactful when the moment came. It was really great. Yeah. Folks, my thoughts on horror films are typically, horror is my least favorite genre. That's not because I dislike horror, the actual horror films. It's because I feel like, by and large, horror films are the worst. You're bound to get a bad horror film than you are to get any other kind of genre. This is because they're made cheaply, they're churned out like butter, they are constantly being made, and they make money regardless, so why choose to make them quality? Now, there are certainly exceptions to the rule. There are horror films that I absolutely like, that I think are creative, that are clever. This is one of them. This is an amazing horror film. If all horror films were like that, it would not be my least favorite genre, and I would be paying to see them every single time. But unfortunately, they're not. We got an example in Spiral, just, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, maybe even 2 weeks ago. Review of that should be up there, folks. Most horror films don't do much to innovate. They don't do much to make something new. They don't do much to make something interesting. And for that reason, I generally dislike them. Folks, A Quiet Place, I should have believed the hype. And I'm glad I finally watched it because it's top notch. And apparently, early reviews are in for the second one. Apparently the second one's good as well. So folks, I'm very excited. As I was saying, I'm excited for the sequel. I hope we do get a little bit of backstory as to why they are here, the monsters, how it all started. But, we'll see. I'll let them take the direction, whatever they wanted to. And people are already saying the sequel might even be better. So, of course, I am going to have a review of that when it comes out, folks. A Quiet Place easily gets an A. All right, folks, that's my review of A Quiet Place. Again, A Quiet Place 2 comes out at the end of this week. I will be reviewing that. Folks, if you've seen A Quiet Place, let me know down below. I haven't seen a single person negative on this film, so if you are, please let me know, and let me know why. But, of course, if you have positive thoughts that I just didn't mention or something you really like about the film, let me know. Folks, I've been EDPC Reviews. You've been amazing. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.